Hey true believers, this is Dr. T and welcome to my comic book channel. I'm in a different location than I usually am for my unboxings and videos, but today I have a banger unboxing of 4 modern books right here. Stay tuned. So my family and I are in the process of moving across the country. I am at my in-laws' house. This amazing signed Michael Jordan poster is my father-in-law's. I just had this box just arrived today from CGC. These 4 books have been pressed, graded. FedEx took a week to get them from Florida to Utah, and I cannot wait to see what grades I got from these 4 books. So let's get right into it. So as usual, I have not seen the grades of any of these books. They definitely needed to be pressed, at least that's what I felt. It's the first time I had sent books into CGC that were not signed to be pressed. And so let's check out the first book that I have. I do not know the grades of any of these. And so here is, sorry for the glare, new location, not used to doing it like this. Yeah, hard to see, but we'll do the best we can under the circumstances. We're in the process of moving to our new place, and so this is the best I can do here. And so here is the Spider-Man number 7. I picked this up at Midtown Comics in New York City. At the end of April, there was waviness to the book. I thought it needed a press. This needs to be a 9.8 or I just wouldn't have sent it in. And yeah, I went through a stack of they probably had 30, 40 of these. I went through every single one. This is the one that I felt looked the best in that entire stack. Front and back spines, checking it out. This book had the waviness, got pressed, but let's see what we have. 3, 2, 1. And that's a 9.6. Oh well. Yep, but that's just how that goes. Ramos variant cover. Typically they're not going to give me grader's notes on books like these, and that's just the way it goes. But yeah, 9.6. That's alright. But this one is going to be up for sale. I was not planning on keeping this for myself. I know there are plenty of collectors out there that want these books, and I'll just see if there's somebody that wants a 9.6. I picked the book up raw for 20 bucks. So yeah, pressing fees, grading fees. It was an experiment, and yeah, 9.6. The spine front and back looked fine. There were no ticks. I cannot see any here. And as many of you comment on your videos, for those of you that make videos, a lot of you think CGC is getting more difficult in their grading, and this might be another bit of evidence for that. All right, let's get into the next book. So I picked up this Wolverine number 1 from April 2020 from a comic shop in San Diego 2 summers ago. Love this, as it's commonly referred to as banana variant cover. This of course is the Christopher variant cover, and I bought this for the PC hoping that it would be a 9.8. I got this pressed because this is a video that all these 4 books got pressed. There wasn't a spine tick, nothing like that, no color break of any kind, not any spine ticks, non-color breaking. There was just a little bump on the spine, and I still see it. So, but it doesn't break color, so let's see what it is. I wanted a 9.8 in this. Let's see if I can at least get this one since I missed on the Spider-Man. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, jeez. Yeah, it needed to be better than 9.4. It's so interesting. Oh, that was a CGC crunch, because there is no way that existed down there. right down there. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Right down here, there are several indentations. This is a first for me. I've never had this happen before, where a book I sent to CGC, they screwed it up, because there is no way in the world that I send this in with this bottom corner crunch. They totally crunched my comic. I've never had to deal with that before. What a hassle. And this is a thicker book, a thicker binding. Yeah, you can't really see it there. I'll have to take a good picture and then show it right here in the video. I mean, you can see there's a crunch that goes all the way about, gosh, a 1/4 inch up, and then a little more than a 1/4 inch into the book. Yeah, they totally crunched my book. Of course I got a 9.4 instead of at minimum a 6, and then the desired 9.8. Damn it. Well, that's the way it goes. That's the risk we take. Yeah, you can't see it there, but I'll upload a picture and you'll definitely be able to see it. Wow, huge disappointment. Oh well, on to the next book. Here is Ultimate Fallout number 4. This is a first print. This has been in my personal collection for over a decade now. I purchased this off the rack with one other copy. The other copy got a 9.8. This one is definitely not a 9.8. There is a pretty significant spine tick right here on the book. Can't see it, but it's there. Color breaking. 1/8 of an inch possibly. And I was hoping this would get no less than a 9.2, and hoping that it gets a 9.4. The back spine is free of any spine ticks as far as I remember. The corners are sharp. So let's see what we have here. I mostly, the 9.4 was because of this, color break. I think that's about 1/8 of an inch. I mean, that's the reason. But let's see. If it's higher than a 9.4, I'd be shocked. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. And we'll take that. Does that make up for the banana cover, the Wolverine cover that got crunched as a 9.4? I don't think so. But because I thought this was a 9.2 or a 9.4, and this gets a banger 9.6, and I already have a 9.8, that's incredible. So the fact that I had 2 books that I bought off the rack of this in the PC, I showcased these books, gosh, over a year ago, possibly even 2 years ago, and the story of how I forgot I even had these books until I found them in a short box at my parents' house. It was in a short box of books that belonged to me. Finally got them in my possession, and here we go, a 9.6 and a 9.8. This one is going up for sale because I'm keeping the 9.8. Wow, that is fantastic. Fantastic. Woo! For all you Ric Flair fans out there. Nice. All right, last book. This one is quite an interesting comic. This is Smallville Season 11, Number 1, the very scarce and rare second printing. So we have this like Christopher Reeves Superman hovering over Earth. I watched all 10 seasons of Smallville, every episode. Of course, it aired from 2001 to 2011, starring Tom Welling as Clark Kent. Loved the show. And this I found out only a few months ago. I posted a picture of the book raw on Instagram and found out only a few months ago. See, I swear they crunched that bottom corner too. Boy, I just want to... It looks like the bottom left corner got a little crunchy. It just got a little... Gosh, Is that crunch too? There's some rub there that didn't exist before. There's definitely some rub there that didn't exist before, because I know these books like the back of my hand. I do not send a lot of comics into CGC. I don't have that kind of collection. I don't get out to the cons as much as I would like to. All right? So I know these books. I comb over them before I decide to send them in to pay, to press, to pay, to grade, whatever. And this has rub on the bottom right corner that it didn't have before. Well, let's look at the grade first, and then I'll do a little bit more complaining. Sorry about that, but boy, I haven't had to deal with this like many of you have had before in terms of damage to the books that I've sent in. At this bottom corner, it's just a little bit of white that looks like a crunch, and it didn't exist before. Because the reason I got this pressed was for something on the spine that was non-color breaking that I wanted to be pressed out. Let's see, I thought this book was going to be a near mint plus, so a 9.6. I thought it had the potential of a 9.8. I bet with this crunch, it's a 9.4. Let's see. 3, 2, 1. I don't know if you can see that white. I'll do another picture and show it. And then this side as well. Other than that, this is such a clean book. I'm usually pretty close with my grades. But to find this rub, to find these flaws on this book that did not exist before I sent them in. Again, I know these books like the back of my hand when I send them in. Well, don't mean for this to be a downer video, true believers. I still love collecting. Dare I say I still even will send in more books to CGC to grade. But this, yeah, this is really frustrating. Especially when I'm expecting a grade 9.6, 9.8. A recent sale of this book in a 9.8 went for $1,000. That's what makes this book so significant. I was going to sell this book to pay for other books, to pay for the Hulk 181 that I have, to pay for the Giant Size X-Men one that I have. This book was going to go to that. I don't know what a 9.4 goes for. There's hardly any sales data on this book. I kind of have an idea what the 9.6 of the Ultimate Fallout 4 goes for. The Banana 9.4, that's nothing compared to what I paid for that book raw. And then this the Spider-Man number 7 in a 9.6. I didn't detect any damage on that, but it could have been a 9.6. I'm not too chuffed about that one. All right? Is chuffed the right word? I don't know. But this? Nah. And that's all it takes. That little bit of rub, a little bit of that color break here, and I have a 9.4 of a book that I thought was a 9.6 to 9.8. Well, true believers, that's all for this video. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, still, even after this, comics for life.